dog display team. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all the dogs that you're going to see working today are at different levels of training. Some of them more advanced than others. At our centre in Caerphilly, we see 150 to 200 dogs every week with various behavioural and psychological problems. I'd now like to introduce you to each dog and handler to make you fully conversant about the display. First of all, originally who now lives in Wales, have Tanya. She has a Munsterlander called Maya. Then we have an unusual dog. This is a Rosie, a crossbreed dog, very nice dog indeed, with a handler Murray. Murray is actually originally from New Zealand, so he is a long way from home. Then we have Edwina with her dog Pippa. Mike with his German Shepherd dog Maverick. Then we have a young member of our team, my granddaughter Courtney, and she has a lovely dog called Lexi. We have Ellen. Ellen has a standard poodle. Merlin is an unusual standard poodle. His parents were from America. We got this dog in because he had to work on a children's series called Ha Ha Hairies, and he's actually since gone on to work quite a lot on TV and advertising. Then we have Julie with her lovely collie, Derry. A new member to the team, we have Babs with Molly. This is only her second live show, ladies and gentlemen, so she's a little bit nervous. Then we have Chris with her dog Murphy, and finally we have Dave with his dog Cassie. Now we're going to run through very quickly for you, ladies and gentlemen, the basic foundation exercises that must be accomplished before any further training is carried out with the dog. These basic family pet skills are heel, sit, down, stay and recall. Now, none of these dogs compete in any kind of obedience competitions or anything like that. They are all family pets that have worked their way up through the courses at our training centre at Rockwood. What they're going to do now is run through a very quick routine for you, incorporating all these obedience skills that should easily be acquired by your pet dog. Now, by the heel position, what we mean is that the dog's shoulder should remain level to the handler's side without pulling or straining at the lead. You'll notice that when the handlers stop, they'll ask their dogs just to perform a very quick stand stay. It only takes about 5 or 10 minutes to run through these basic skills with your dog, and if you're unsure about how to go about training your dog, why not look at our website, rockwoodanimals.com. There's loads of information there about the classes that we provide for your dog training. And because many of these dogs are being rescued, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important to us that when we train them, that we use what we call positive reinforcement techniques. What this means is that we find out what the dog likes and we use that to develop the conditioned reflexes that we require from the dog. Now you'll notice in a moment that as the handlers change direction, they're walking very slowly. This is to make sure that the dog will still maintain the heel position with the shoulder level to the handler's side, despite the change of speed. And we need to be equally sure that the dogs will respond off leash. The dog handlers now will unclip the leads and we'll run through a couple of exercises off leash. The same rule of thumb applies. We want the dog to feel nice and comfortable to the left hand side of the handler. We're very proud of the fact, ladies and gentlemen, that being based in Wales, we are the only team in the country to be asked to perform at the NEC Crufts Dog Show 7 times on the trot, performing live there in the main arena. We haven't done it for the last couple of years because many of the dogs in the team also perform film work, and they have actually been so busy with filming that they've been unable to perform at the Crufts Dog Show over the last couple of years. Here we see the handlers just performing a simple downstay. This is just to give you a very quick idea of what you should easily be able to achieve with your pet dog. Obviously, weather conditions today not very nice for them. And shouldn't let him get away with that, Chris. So we'll put him back into the down position. That's it, good. So if you own a dog, ladies and gentlemen, and you haven't got those very basic foundation skills of heel, sit, down, stay and recall, then why not start doing some training with those dogs at home? Give them a big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for the basic obedience skills. Now then, once we've got those out the way, there's an exercise that combines agility and control that's great fun for your dog. This is what we call the hoop jumping. We're going to ask the team dogs now to jump through a succession of 2 hoops. The first hoop being 18 inches across, decreasing in size to a very tight hoop, a 10-inch hoop. Through the large one, no problem at all. Now look at this, ladies and gentlemen, we call this threading the eye of the needle. Let's see if these dogs can manage to squeeze their bodies through this very tight hoop, particularly difficult for the German Shepherd dogs, the big dogs. Let's see if they can do it. Yes, they've done it. Give them a big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for the hoop jumping. Now then, you'll notice in the centre of the arena, Colin now is setting fire to our ramp. This ramp is approximately 80 foot long by 10 foot high. We're going to ask the team dogs now to demonstrate their strength, skill and courage by performing the fire ramp. Now it's been very, very wet, so I'm hoping that we put enough fuel on our jumps for them to set fire. One of the reasons that we do this, ladies, because many of the dogs that come from Rockwood are extremely nervous and lack all self-confidence. What we have found is by building up the dog's confidence over many months, all the problems associated with that nervousness then start to disappear, like self-harming and separation anxiety. So, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy with me now the fire ramp. Now that ramp is very slippery today.
Oh, look at the lap.
Mommy, I can't see it in my hand.
And as you can see, we like to include some of the smaller members of the team, even if they do have to cheat a little bit. Now then, at the far end of the arena, you can see we have 2 scaffolding towers. These towers are 6 foot high, span across which we have 2 normal builder scaffold poles. 10 foot in length and just 2 inches in diameter. We're going to bring in a dog that hasn't been introduced to you. This is Milo. He's a crossbreed dog. Milo has worked on many different films and commercials. He's worked with some of Britain's top actors, including Sir Anthony Hopkins, Kenneth Branagh, Peter O'Toole, Alan Bates, and many, many others. And he's going to perform for you now what we call the parallel bars. Now, normally in these weather conditions, we have to be very about how with the parallel bars. It's very, very difficult because these bars are very... So if I do feel that the dog is struggling, I will help him and take him off the bars. So it is extremely difficult because normally in the rain we wouldn't normally be able to do this, but because it's quite light, we're going to have to go for you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Milo. He is a 6-year-old bearded collie cross. Very lively. Just struck me to eat the wind before we did across. I'll have to stay over here so the microphone can pick up my signal. So Martin's going over to the other side. If we can have silence now, ladies and gentlemen, while Martin gets Milo to concentrate. He's a very lively, active dog, and he does respond to the applause of the audience. So if you can hold off your paws till he's safely the other side, and enjoy with me now the amazing parallel bars.
I think this dog can make you well.
That look easy, ladies and gentlemen. Makes it look easy. Martin and Milo.
Now then, ladies and gentlemen, another dog that's going to be coming into the arena now that hasn't been introduced to you. This is Ollie, and he's a German Shepherd dog that was rescued by Ellen when he was about 8 months old. Ollie had all kinds of severe aggression problems. He'd actually been returned back previously twice, and Ellen has had to work very hard with this dog. Ollie's actually since gone on to work on many different productions, worked extensively all over the film industry, including the Bill, and that was on Casualty, Waking the Dead, and we've just come back last week from working on an American series called Game of Thrones, which was filmed in Ireland. I was in Belfast yesterday, only come back late last night. So this dog is a very busy dog, and he's going to perform for you now what we call the fire retrieve. This is an exercise again to demonstrate the strength and skill of the handler. It takes a great deal of trust and confidence between the dog and handler. A little bit further back, that's good. That there, Colin, that's great. Now again, these conditions are very difficult for these dogs, extremely slippery, very greasy this grass. So ladies and gentlemen, enjoy with me now the fire retrieve. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Give a big hand for a very brave German Shepherd dog, Ollie, and the handler, Ellen. Well done, Ollie. Good lad. Now, Ollie is going to stay in the arena now because he's going to demonstrate how athletic he is by performing the human long jump. Now, again, this is quite unique, ladies and gentlemen. You won't see many dogs doing this. This is an extreme big jump indeed. And just like with all athletes, we need to make sure that we warm the dog up. So the first jump that he does will just be the warm-up to make sure that he stretches confidently over the jump. Now, because it's wet, we put a tarpaulin down for the team so they don't get too wet. They're wimps. So what we'll start with it. I do apologise about the breaking up, ladies and gentlemen, with the mic. So hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with a nice little jump just to get him warmed up. Okay, so we'll squeeze some of the team now. We want to make sure that the dog is well loosened up because he'll have to stretch his body up with these jumps. Okay, keep them there. Okay, so we're going to start off on this one. Like I said, this is just a very small jump, just to get him loosened up. This won't be any problem for him at all. There we are, no problem at all. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stretch this right out now, and we're going to bring this, and that means some of my team are going to get a little wet because the tarpaulin isn't big enough. So we're going to put this out nice and big. Okay, can we have Colin? Can you come over? No, that's all right. Put Colin in. I like putting Colin at the end later. There is a reason for this. Because if the dog doesn't quite make it, I know that he's got a nice soft landing. Sorry about that, Colin, couldn't help that. Okay, now then, one more thing, guys. Can you cross your arms? Yes, like this. That's it. It just saves time if anything goes wrong. Okay, now this is a very big long jump, ladies and gentlemen. Very slippy conditions here. So hopefully he'll be okay. Ellen will get the dog motivated. Let's see if he can do this. I want you to give him a big cheer for this, if he can do this. Whoa, yes, he just managed to do it. A little slip at the beginning there. Give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Ollie. Good lad. Very difficult conditions out here today for him. Now the team are going to stay in the arena, ladies and gentlemen, to show you Cassie now, how she does some weaving. We're going to ask the team to stand in a straight line, and we're going to ask Cassie to see how fast she can weave in and out of her handler's legs. Now you'll see lots of dogs doing this in agility competitions through poles, and what we're going to do, we're going to do a slightly different version of it, and we're going to see how quick she can go up and down Are you ready? Send your dog. And back again. Yes, give it down. That's a human leg weave. Well done, Patty. Good girl. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, you'll notice now that Colin will be put in a large white box at the end of our ramp. What we're going to do, a little bit of what we call colour recognition. We're going to ask two of the team dogs to retrieve a wrap that is going to be thrown into the box, and we're going to show them the corresponding colour, and with a bit of luck the dog will go in, pick out the correct colour. Now, as you can see on top of the box, we have the yellow rag, we have the blue, and we have the red. We also have the green. I'm going to throw these into the box. And what I need now, boys and girls, I need a volunteer to pick a colour for the dogs to retrieve. So who would like to pick a colour? Put your hands up nice and high, okay, see. Very snazzy outfit you've got on there. And what's your name? Matthew, and what colour would you like?
Yellow.
You sure you want yellow, not blue?
Yeah.
You don't want blue?
No.
Oh, God. Now we're in trouble, aren't we? He wants the yellow. Matthew wants yellow. We're going to have to give him the yellow. Okay then. So let's see if Pippa can do this. Remember, 4 in the box. Can she manage to do it? Send your dog. Now remember, it's the yellow rag. Yellow rag. Yellow. Yes, she's got it. Give her a big hand. Well done, Pippa. Now then, can the Munsterlander do just as well? That's a good, I like saying that word, Munsterlander. It's a nice word, that. Beautiful sporting breed. Now, who would like to pick a colour? Let's this time. Okay. Oh, wow, I like that face painting. That's nice. What's your...
Isabel.
What colour would you like, Isabel?
Red.
Red. My favourite colour. Okay, Isabel would like the red. Now let's see if Tanya's dog can retrieve this, and I want you to give them a big cheer, boys and girls. If this dog, the red one, there's 3 rags left, send your dog. It's the red rag. There you go. Oh, no hesitation at all, give her a big hand, well done. And who said dogs wouldn't know their colours? Well done, Maya, good girl. Now, within our role of training animals for films and commercials, ladies and gentlemen, we sometimes get asked to perform what we call attack simulations. During this part of the display, we normally have a little bit of gunfire. Please don't be alarmed by this, it's all part of the show. What we're going to do is we're going to recreate for you the type of scenario that we might get asked to perform in the film industry. Coming into the arena now, we have Chris, looking a little bit wet there. And I want you to imagine she has in that some cash that she's going to pay into a Swiss bank account. Any chance of a loan there, Chris? No, I didn't think so. Story of my life. In comes... What? Bit of threatening behaviour there. I think he's going for an Academy Award there. He's going to have a look, see what's in the briefcase. Let's see what Ollie can do about this. He's checking out, seeing what's in there. You'll notice how Ollie targets the wrist and arm area. Don't worry too much about Mike, because we have to let him wear a big heavy sleeve for this, because we need him for our second. And what we'll do, we'll ask Ollie to leave once he's finishing ragging him about a little bit. And move away from him, Alan, that's it. I don't blame you, Ollie. Poor Ollie has to do this, I bite in. So put him on the lead, Ellen. There we are, he's come fit now. Oh, poor Ollie. Now what we're going to do later, this is the reason why Mike comes away with us every weekend. Mike now is going to be body frisked by Ellen, and this normally puts a smile on his face. Ellen will just check Mike to see that he hasn't got anything that he shouldn't have on him. You'll notice Ollie looking around the arena. This is because we sometimes do this with 2 criminals. Whoop. I don't think you find much down there anyway. I think we better escort Mike out. We're going to cause no more Bob. Give a big hand for Ellen and the dog. Well, now then, coming into the arena now will be Edwina. And what Edwina's going to do is demonstrate to you something called flyball. Now, as we're travelling around the country, our main to show as many different aspects of training as possible, with the hope that we might stimulate people out there to do something with their dog and engage with their animal. Notice that Colin is going to be throwing a ball, he's going to be placing a ball at the rear of the red machine. Now, in order for the dog to retrieve the ball, she mustn't steal it from behind. What she has to do is press the pedal at the front, and the ball will then be ejected into the air. Now, remember, she mustn't steal it from behind. She has to work out to press the pedal. So with a bit of luck, we'll be able to get this today. If she can see what she's doing, the rain coming down quite hard. So are you ready, handlers? Send your dog. Now remember, she has to work out to press that pedal. Well done, Pip. And back to mum she goes. Well done, Pip. Give her a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. She worked it all out. That's flyball, ladies and gentlemen. Great fun for you and your dog.
You'll have to tempt me with Haribo. You could have trained Haribo.
Okay, coming into the arena now, ladies and gentlemen, is my granddaughter. She's only 11 years old, and she has her dog Lexi. This is a very young collie, tricolour collie, and what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to show you just how children can be involved in the dog training of a dog as well. There's lots of fun you can have, and we're going to show you how we train the dog. Now you'll notice that she's just playing with the dog, getting the dog to weave in and out of her legs, and as soon as the dog does a little trick like that, she'll throw the ball. This is what we call positive reinforcement. So we find out what the dog likes, and we use that to get the conditioned reflexes that we require from the dog. Another little fun exercise she likes doing, doing a little bit of skipping, and this is great fun for you and your dog. And as you can see, it's combining agility and control. Great fun for you and your dog. And give her a big hand. There's the ball. Give her a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Only 11 years old. And a quick demonstration there of what you and your children can do having fun with your dog. Now I want to move on. Excuse me, Colin, you can't eat that in here, mate. We've got to get on the job. What do you mean it's time? You've had your lunch already. Now get out the arena. I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen, about this. What do you mean you get rid of it? Don't throw your rubbish. You've got to look after the countryside, if you don't mind. I do apologise about this, ladies and gentlemen. Will you pick up your rubbish? What do you mean, no? Right, I think we better show Colin what he should be doing with his rubbish. What are you doing? No, that's not very nice at all. For goodness sake. Right, Cassie, do you mind showing Colin exactly what you should be doing with your rubbish? Go and pick up the rubbish then. And I think we ought to put it in the bin. No, you can't take them all at once. In the bin, that's it. Now this is what you should be doing, Colin. When you're out for a walk, you have to make sure that you always pick up your rubbish and put it in the bin. One more piece, Cassie, over this way. There we are. No, I'm not going to put it in the bin. You can put it in the bin. There we are. Give her a big hand. Well done, Cassie. And remember, Colin, next time when you're out in the countryside, take your rubbish home with you if you don't mind. Now then, it's not just the big burly German Shepherd dogs we get asked to perform attack simulations with. In fact, a few years ago in the series Wycliffe, we were asked to perform an attack simulation you wouldn't normally associate with criminal training. It was a standard poodle. We're going to recreate for you another scenario, but this time with a breed of dog that you wouldn't think would normally do man work. Coming into the arena now, we have Ellen, and she has Milo, and she's out for a nice afternoon walk, but foolishly she has her handbag slung over her shoulder. Not a good idea in this day and age. Now there's some unsavoury characters like to get their hands on that money. In comes Mike, he's spotted the handbag, he snatched it, he's laughing at the dog, he's going to make a run for it. Like with the German Shepherd dog that targets the wrist and hand area. I think Ellen now will get him, that's it, give him a bit of stick, Ellen, I don't blame you. And we'll pick up the handbag, and we'll ask him to release the criminal. Good boy. A little bit better than Ollie, as a good lad. And I think we better get Mike to his cage in our truck where we can lock him away. Give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for Milo and Ellen. Well done, Milo. Now, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm always stuck here on the radio mic. I'm not doing anything much with dogs. So the team have agreed, because this is a local show, they've agreed to let me have a go doing some training with one of the dogs. Now, I'm quite excited about this because I want to be more involved with dog display team. So what I'm hoping to do is to impress them enough today so that next year they will get a new compere and I will be able to work one of the dogs. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put a hurdle up, just a normal winged agility jump. It's in the right position first. One, two. What we're going to do is that we're going to place the pole just there, like that. I'm going to demonstrate how we use positive reinforcement. So if you take him off the lead, he knows now I've got a treat for him. This is very important. So he knows I've got the treat. I'm going to put him into the position. Reward that. I do apologise if I keep breaking up. But I'm going to tell him to stay there, and I'm going to go across to the other side of the jump. He knows I've got the treat for him, but in order to get the treat, he has to launch himself over the jump, and then I will reward that behaviour. Again, this is what we call positive reinforcement. So you stay there, stay there. Show me what you can do. What? I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. Right, let's try that again. Back into position, sit. Right, I think he needs a little bit of help, so I'm going to show him exactly what we need to do. Wait there. That's the pole. That's the pole we need you to jump over. I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. This is very embarrassing for me. What do you think you're doing in front of all these people, boys and girls? You're embarrassing me. I'm just never going to get into the team. Right, I think it's about time that I took control of this situation. Right, Merlin, you sit there. I'm going to put the pole back on, and I'm going to be a little bit... And this time, ladies and gentlemen, I can assure you, when I point to this jump, he's definitely going to go over. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. I think this dog's completely useless. Did he go over that jump then? Yeah! Well done, Merlin. Okay, well, I'll give you a treat for that. Now, we're going to move swiftly on, because what we're going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, is during the long winter months, my wife had a parlour in Llanbradach, and she works very hard washing and blow drying dogs. So I thought, wouldn't it be a great idea if I could make a machine that would wash, blow dry dogs all at the flick of a switch? So I'm taking this opportunity today to demonstrate something that I've developed, and if anyone is interested in purchasing one of these after the show, we can negotiate a fee, I'm sure. It doesn't look much now, but this is just the prototype. And what we're going to do, we're going to put a German Shepherd dog into the box, because German Shepherd dogs are very big. They take a lot of washing and blow drying and that kind of thing. So we're going to put Maverick in. That's very good, so we'll pop him in there. In you go, good boy. Now, it doesn't take very long, but what's important, because he's a big dog, I need to make sure that I put the maximum amount of soap in. What's the matter, Edwina?
You have tested this thoroughly, haven't you, Martin?
Yes, I have. It's perfectly okay. Nothing to worry about, Edwina. Okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pump up the level, maximum soap, flick a couple of switches, and ladies and gentlemen, you'll be amazed just in a couple of minutes how clean and beautiful this dog will look. And it doesn't take very long, and the dog will be done. Like I said, if anyone's got wants any information about the grooming box, then just see us. Actually, there's quite a few bubbles there. What's the matter?
Should it be frothing like that?
Should it be frothing like that? Well, I don't think it should. I don't think it should actually. I think we better get the dog out because that looks a bit dodgy. Let's get the dog out very quickly. Oh my goodness. Maverick. I do apologise. I think a little bit too much soap there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I think we better get on with the show. Mind you, Edwina, not so much in dog food now, much cheaper. Anyway, for the last part of our show, we're going to have a fast and furious agility relay race. Now we have two sets of agility equipment. We have the blue team and we have the red. And we're going to have a race. 3 dogs on each side is going to be the first team to get there and back. Now I'm pretty sure that one of these guys is going to slip and fall because it's extremely wet and greasy out here today. So if you are videoing this, you should send it off. Get your 250 because someone's going to fall over. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a little bit of audience participations. Now I know it's not very nice out there today, and thank you so much for hanging on in this weather for us to watch us. So just to make sure that the team know there's lots of support, all those boys and girls and mums and dads on this side, count to 3, can we have a nice big cheer for the blue team dogs? Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Not too bad, not too bad. Now, can we do better on the red side? In fact, a good friend of mine said many years ago, so when you do these shows, you always notice that it's the good-looking people that cheer the loudest. Very interesting. So all those people on this arena, let's have a nice big cheer for the red team dogs. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Very good. Now don't forget, the louder you cheer, the faster they will run. The first team to get there and back, let's go. And in the blue team, we've got Merlin racing Lexi in the red team. And give them your support as they run past you. They like to hear a little bit of cheering. Looks like the red team taking the lead. Come on, Blues, you've got some catching up to do. Now we've got the red team off with Buffy. Now we've got Molly. This is Molly's only second performance. The red team are way ahead. Red team are way ahead. Come on, blue team. Can you catch up? What are you doing, blue team? Oh, dear. Still ahead. Come on, Molly. It's going to be down to the last 2 dogs. And it's going to be the last dog now off on the red team on their home stretch. Got the Munsterlander running very well there. And the red team have done it. The blue team coming in there with the Munsterlander. They've still got one more dog, and you look how fast Lexi is. Cassie running very well there. Come on, Cassie. Don't forget the tunnel. You've got to do the tunnel. Oh, and Cassie's cheating. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope we've given you an insight to the fun and pleasure that your family pet dog can bring you when trained. I'd like to thank everyone for staying in this wet weather and watching us today. But in the meantime, please give a big hand from Caerphilly, South Wales, the Rockwood Dog Display Team. Thank you for watching.